Beaming from Pacific Junction Hotel to Earth. Girth.
Yo, welcome to my summer lair. My name is Sammy Yunin. I'm talking with two of the gentlemen who are in the Champions of Magic show, which will be coming December. Yeah, you guys got the gentleman part.
Yeah, we're gentlemen.
Yeah.
We are gentlemen.
Yes. I classed it up a little bit, you know what I mean? So the Champions of Magic will be coming to Toronto on December 19th to January 6th. So why don't we just start like this and then just introduce yourself and what you do in the show? Because you guys each do different things in the show.
So my name is Alex McAleer, and I'm the master mind reader in the show. I do mentalism. I mess with people's heads. I tell them what they're thinking, all that sort of stuff.
My name's Richard Young. I'm half of a double act called Young and Strange. You know, we're meant to be a double act, but it's just me here.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Strange's got a urinary tract infection. So it's just me.
Yeah.
And we do grand illusion in the show, so we do like big spectacular people going in boxes, all that kind of thing.
Vanishing, all that sort of stuff.
Is it, as part of his absence, is that related? Because he just had a birthday. He's getting a little older, too.
Yes.
So is the warranty kind of expiring a little bit?
Yeah,
on
I think
the
so. Yeah, I mean,
That's true.
What was he, 34, wasn't he?
I think he was, yeah.
It's time to start lying about that, isn't it?
He's a press age now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's not in any way connected to that, but yeah, you know.
How did you know he had a birthday?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
I asked Google, and
I
I believe what I read on the internet.
That's
the
the
trick.
Because you mentioned that I do vlogging and stuff, so the next vlog is we have this running gag that we just keep singing happy birthday to everyone on the show. So it started with Annalisa, who's the aerialist in the show.
Mm-hmm.
We just kept singing happy birthday to her. And then it was actually Strange's birthday.
Okay.
So we got the audience to sing happy birthday to him.
You guys have been touring for a while. Has there been also a lot of like babies or marriages or divorces or other things, kind of like milestones?
We haven't had any divorces yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
We've had we've just had a baby.
Okay.
So Strange has just had a baby.
I thought you said we.
Yeah,
Strange and his wife.
Yes,
just had a baby.
It's his wife.
That would be magic.
But no, that's quite interesting actually. Touring, that's actually quite interesting. Touring is hard, isn't it? I mean, you've got a
I'm a partner.
Married?
No, we're engaged.
Not
We've been together
engaged,
so long
right.
that we're basically married. And I have a 9-year-old son back home in England. But they're coming over here for the holiday season as well.
10 weeks we've been away.
Yeah.
We're going to have been by then.
Yeah,
But they did
yeah.
visit though.
Yeah, they came out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
But it is tough,
Yeah.
definitely, and it's just everyone misses home to different extents, I think. So
Yeah.
that's how it is.
What does your son say that you do? Because he's at the age now where he kind of figures out a little bit of what dad does. So
Yeah,
how does
yeah.
he?
Well,
Like, 'cause you're not an accountant or something, right?
No, that's
You're
true. Yeah, and also my partner, his mother is also a performer as well. She does circus stuff. So I think he's just kind of used to it. Like he's fairly used to going along somewhere to a theatre and then seeing a show and then going backstage. So he understands it. But I remember when he first started at school, obviously the teachers would chat to the kids. And my son Jack, he would say, my dad is a mind reader. And my mum is a circus performer. And they just assumed he was lying.
Yeah.
Then they asked us and they were like, oh, that is what you do.
Yes.
Oh.
That's fun. As you guys tour, because you did mention like you have been touring for quite a while. Some of the venues you play are kind of older. Have you encountered any ghosts, or are you expecting to encounter any ghosts? Because old theaters have.
That's interesting. I think magicians generally are very skeptical people when it comes to any sort of claims of paranormal activity or people talking to the dead or seeing ghosts or things like that. I just think naturally because we create illusion, we kind of understand perhaps when people see things or hear things that perhaps aren't there, sort of techniques that we use. Particularly, well, Alex probably better talk about this than me. You know how like mediums and things, people who claim they talk to the dead, I mean, they use techniques magicians use.
Yeah.
So it's quite, a lot of magicians are quite passionate about that. Actually, it's infuriating when you see someone financially profiting from claiming to be able to talk to the dead when you can see that they're basically doing a magic
that
trick.
was what upset Houdini back in the day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it became a big thing for him. Also, my branch of magic, if you like, mentalism, grew out of magicians watching mediums, people who claim to read fortunes, talk to the dead. It was magicians watching it. Yeah, magicians watching that going, well, I can do that. I'm going to put it into an act. And then it just made its own branch of magic, which became known as mentalism. So they said it was more to do with the mind. In the 70s it was telepathy. And then in the 21st century it's more sort of that it's based on psychology and stuff. So yeah, it just changes with the eras.
How did you choose then that branch of magic? Like most kids, like when they're kind of growing up, they kind of start doing the old coin tricks or the disappearing ball and those kind of things.
Yeah.
You gravitated eventually to mentalism. Why that branch of magic?
So I did. I had the magic kit and everything. In the UK, we had a guy called Paul Daniels, and everyone mine and Youngie's age would have had the Paul Daniels magic kit. I never really did anything for me. I was an only child. I am an only child, rather. So I liked everything. Like, I wanted to be a comic book artist. I wanted to be a special effects man. I wanted to be a ventriloquist, but I could never say the word.
You don't have to.
I don't have to. Yeah, the dummy says it.
Right.
So when I was about 14 years old, actually I got a book on like memory tricks and techniques, mnemonics and stuff. And it encouraged you to show off those skills to your friends, your weird skills that you'd learnt. So I did that. And also the back of the book, there was like a glossary of other books you could read. And most of those were magic and mentalism books that had little memory things in. And then eventually you just start reading them and you get, what's the phrase? Like bitten by the magic bug. You suddenly get interested in this style and only this style, and you just study that.
Yeah. And what about for you? Like, because you do a lot of stagecraft, which is like a lot more harder. Like, again, like I was mentioning, like when you're like a little teenager or something, you just have access to cards and magic balls and stuff. What you guys do is a lot. How do you graduate from like being a teenager and doing that kind of stuff to stagecraft, which is far more elaborate?
Sure, the introduction's exactly the same. I started with a Paul Daniels magic kit, and in fact, I do a podcast too. It's called the Magician's Podcast, and I interviewed Paul Daniels a couple of years ago before he died. And one of my things I said to him was, "You're the only magician in the world or in the UK, who started getting into magic without a Paul Daniels magic kit." He is actually Paul Daniels.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you start with that, and then I saw David Copperfield in the UK when I was 11 years old.
Oh, that'll do it.
He came over to the UK and he toured, and my parents took me to the show, and that was the night for me that I just went, wow, like, it's spectacular. So, Strange and I started with, it's really expensive, large magic, yeah. So we started with a trick that literally just involves a cardboard box and some wooden sticks. So we started with cardboard. In fact, it's a trick we still do today. We do it early on in the Champions of Magic show, and it's still probably the best trick we do, actually. Although we've got, if you come to the show, you'll see it. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of props used in the show. But actually, one of the best tricks is just with a cardboard box and some wooden sticks. So, the journey is slow, and you have to keep reinvesting the money that you're earning in it to kind of, keep making the show bigger and better.
And then for you guys, because you guys do, as a duo, you guys do that large kind of Las Vegas style. Is that like partly parody as well, or is it homage, or how would you classify it?
Yeah, it's really,
it's a great tradition.
Yeah, it is really interesting. We absolutely love Las Vegas style magic, but the world's changed a lot in the last few years, and there's a few things you can't really do anymore. One of which is use animals in shows. People really don't want to see that anymore, understandably. They worry about the welfare of the animals. And the other thing you can't really do anymore is just saw a girl in half. You just can't do it. It just doesn't look right. So we do it. and the way we get away with it is we say it's parody. It's parody to a bygone era. So there's a section of the show where we pay tribute to 1980s Las Vegas, and we bring all these wonderful pieces of magic that you don't really get a chance to see anymore, sort of out of retirement, with, Annalisa, who's our aerialist. She does a fantastic aerial act, but then when she comes down from the silks, she does the illusions with us and gets sawn in half and vanishes in boxes and things like that. So, it's great, but really it does have to be parody. If you're going to just have a female on stage and refer to her as your glamorous assistant in 2018, 2019, it has to be parody.
So no more Vanna White, basically.
Exactly right.
You got to spin your own letters now.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then for you, when you are doing like mentalism and reading people and stuff like that, there is a difference in British culture and American culture. Is there a difference in British individuals and American individuals? Is there different cues, different body language that you're picking up on?
It is a little bit different. Americans are slightly more sincere, wear their heart on their sleeve a bit more, whereas British people are more reserved.
Stiff upper lip?
Exactly, yep. And we get this just with the audience reactions. The first time we performed in America, we thought maybe the audience were being sarcastic, because the lights went down and the music started, and they were like, whoa!
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, what's going on?
That cue is huge, though. When the lights go down, it's like,
exactly.
Even when you go to the movies, you're like, all right, let's do this thing.
But what's weird as well is that like a British person will see me, guess a word that someone's thinking and like want to ask me questions about it. They want to go like, how do you do this? Whereas I think American audiences are just much more willing to accept, well, this guy can just read minds. And they don't think too much about how I'm doing it. So that's quite nice. It means I don't get so many questions at the meet and greet at the end of the show.
Yeah, people don't realize it is a skill. Like you're actually like.
I think because of Hollywood films, people assume it's some sort of gift. Like I was in a car accident, now I can see what people are thinking, or I was born with a gift or something. But no, it's a skill. It's a skill just like these guys have, like any of the other magicians in the show. It's something we've taught ourselves to do over time. Yeah, it takes practice.
And how do you refine your show then as it goes along? Because like a comedian like Jerry Seinfeld or some of those famous comedians, like they're constantly refining their jokes and taking bad ones out or choosing better words, for example. You know what I mean? And they do it show to show. So every show you see is not quite the same. As a mentalist, are you doing the same thing, similar to a comedian?
Yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, because I guess what they used to call in magic a patter act. So it's all about the words I'm saying, because there's nothing visual really happening. You know, no one's disappearing, no one's reappearing. So it is all about the words I'm saying. And yeah, you do refine it over time. But I think all of us in the show are kind of doing our best stuff we've done for a long time, stuff we've practiced a lot. And and also you do a run somewhere, so you're in the same venue with the same kinds of people every time. So you start to get used to how this particular town, this city responds to certain jokes and stuff. So you start to play with it like that. I guess just like you said, like a comedian would.
Yeah.
But with me, because there's only so much I can plan, like because I bring people up and they think of a certain thing. So this person might think of an old school friend or something. I'm kind of improvising around what they're giving me. So it's a sort of a game of improv and scripting to make sure that this 15 minutes that I'm on stage goes exactly how it's supposed to, but I get to play in that little 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what's really great about this show, actually, is that if you go and see a magician or a mentalist for 2 hours in the theatre by themselves, there inevitably is going to be some filler material in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what's fantastic about it, because we're 4 different acts, we all just do our best stuff. We're not trying to fill time. In fact, we have more conversations about how do we cut this down a bit, don't we?
Just keep it faster pace,
just to make sure it's the show isn't sort of too long, because we've got so much good material we can call on, because we're all only doing a bit of time each. So it's a really great night out from that point of view. You get to see every style of magic in literally one show.
And what about for you guys? Do you get, as Alex was saying, like, do you get a lot of like weird responses and people think they figured out how you do the trick or how you stabbed them in the box and like over the top type stuff?
We really tried to disarm that kind of people sitting there trying to figure it out with the humor that we do and the staging and the presentation. I mean, unfortunately, the way the world is now, you're never more than really a Google search away from finding out how a magician makes a gold disappear in a box. So we really have to disarm that and hopefully make it so you don't care and actually you just enjoy seeing the spectacle of it and the energy of it rather than that. So
you guys we were very fortunate to do 2 shows on Penn and Teller's Fool Us.
Yes.
And got to engage with those guys.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're talking about, right? We're like, that's the whole setup of the show.
Yes.
Is if you can fool them and kind of connect with them.
Oh, my favourite thing to do is read the comments on our YouTube channel about those. People hated us, but
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the pain.
No, it's good, it's good, and no, it is really interesting. The reality is that show is not about fooling Penn and Teller. It's a variety show of great magic, and we knew both times we were going to go on that show that we didn't stand a chance of fooling them, but it was a vehicle for us to promote ourselves basically and show what we can do to a wide audience and end up with this fantastic clip of us in a big, bright, colourful TV studio. So, again, when we went into that, it wasn't about fooling them. It was about putting on a great show, showing ourselves in a good light, showing that we're fun and that the magic is good.
Yeah.
But there's no way with an illusion, really, you're going to fool Penn and Teller.
And they've also been kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit in terms of magic and showing some of the tricks and kind of stuff like that, too. That's part of their act. Like, I've seen them in Vegas.
Yes.
All right? And it's kind of similar to you guys. It's like a lot of humor, a lot of sarcasm. Right, but at the same time, they want to show the audience this is how certain things are done, kind of almost burning certain tricks.
They've got this great sort of thought process, though, which is that they only tell you how the trick is done if there's sort of, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, actually, but I think there's sort of 2 criteria they look at. One is, first of all, that the trick is original to them, so they're not stepping on any other magician's shoes who might be doing the trick elsewhere. And secondly, that the method, the secret to the trick, must be more interesting than the trick itself. So the great example of that was when it was like 30 years ago, they ran over Teller with a truck outside Radio City Music Hall in New York, and then they showed you how it was done. But the secret was incredibly elaborate. It was all to do with weights, where they were making the truck all weighted on one side so it didn't hurt him, and the tyres were fake tyres. It was fascinating. The trick itself was over in a blink of an eye and wasn't really that interesting, but the secret behind it was great. So that everyone knows, like, they're geniuses,
And you guys, more than just doing stagecraft, you have a vlog and you have a podcast. So is that feeding also back into the kind of like, it's hard to kind of just go off the stage and you still want to like perform or connect with the audience and kind of in a different format?
Yeah, I guess that's probably a good way to put it. Also, there's just, you and I talk about this, there's just a lot of downtime. There's nothing to do most of the time, as in like, preparing for gigs and we do PR, things like this. But even just when we're back home not touring, our days are not busy.
Yes,
so our evenings are busy because we're going out and performing. But yeah, I just started doing the vlogs just to keep a record, because I'm visiting all these places, going around all the United States, and I think I started when we were in the UK with the current cast and stuff, because they were from America, so they were excited. And it's kind of fun to show people behind the scenes things, not exposing tricks or anything, but the stuff we get up to between the shows. So
you do some makeup and
yeah, done a few things like that, and like I said, the next one will be us singing Happy Birthday to Strange, which, unless you were at that show, you'd have no idea. And you won't know that is essentially a running gag for the past 2 months. But yeah, I think if you come to see the show and then you kind of Google us and stuff, it might be fun and interesting to see that Will, who's our production manager, just entertaining us briefly on the party bus, as he called it, when we drove from one place to another.
Oh, this is when he did the Q&A.
Yeah, he did a
That
little
was
Q&A.
fantastic.
It was very good, very funny.
Where can people find the vlog?
The vlog is on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/AlexMcAleer or /AlexTheMindReader. I think both work, because McAleer can be tricky to spell.
Yeah. And what about you for your podcast?
So yeah, my podcast is called The Magicians Podcast. It's on iTunes, and it's a very similar thing to what Alex said, actually. Just, when we're not touring, we're at home, there's a lot of downtime. It's a little project which I started a few years ago. The format is very simple. I go and interview magicians, and I go and talk to them about their careers and their thought processes, and it's mainly for magicians. But I think if you're a magic enthusiast, if you've been to more than one magic show, you might find it interesting. I've had some great magicians on it over the years. As we mentioned earlier, Paul Daniels, who was the most famous magician in the UK in the 90s. I recorded the last ever interview he did for the magic community before he passed away.
Nice.
Which was amazing. Just a fun bit of fun. Great little.
Yeah, it's a great. How many
do.
episodes are there now? There's quite
So
a
I'm
few.
currently making a new series, actually, but yeah, so there's already about 75 episodes up.
All about an hour long. That is genuinely very good. If you're into magic, if you listen to this and you're like, I kind of like magic, there's loads of.
You were on an
good
episode,
advice.
weren't you?
I was, yeah.
You were on an episode a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago now.
I think it's fun. Yeah.
Does that tap again into the tradition of magic? Because magic obviously has a huge tradition, and that's partly what you guys were saying with like the parody and kind of the way you do the Las Vegas style. Like, is it kind of an honor to join that tradition, or are you hoping to add some new wrinkles and some new things, like kind of you're talking with Penn and Teller?
I think we all hope to kind of move the art forward in some way or another.
Yeah, leave them off in some way.
But I think that it's hard to do that, isn't it?
It
Really,
is.
You've probably heard a magician say this before, but the reality is in magic, there's only like 6 or 7 tricks, really. Doesn't matter whether you're vanishing a coin or an elephant; it's still just a vanish. So the psychology and the journey the audience goes on is kind of the same. So it is hard. We do try, but again, it does come back to this thing, actually, that when people come to this show, it'd be a bit rude, actually, to be out there with new material, trying something out in front of them. Actually, you're better off to be showing them just your absolute best stuff and let them have the best night they possibly can. If they spend some money and bring the family along, they deserve to see the absolute best stuff you can do.
I always think of it like, if you go to the circus, you want to see certain things. You want to see someone on a flying trapeze. You want to see someone go across a tightrope. You want to see clowns falling over. So you've got to give people what they want, plus some things they weren't expecting.
Do you guys use any money in your show? Because I've heard magicians complain about our money now. Our bills are...
Oh, I see. We have the same thing. So we have the same plastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's not plastic. A polymer.
Whatever it is.
The same money they've had in Australia for forever.
So does it screw up the act a little bit?
I don't really understand. That's more of a close-up magician
Well,
thing.
I can actually talk about this. So I do a trick, not in Champions of Magic, but a trick that we sometimes do when we're on morning television. So the trick is this. You borrow a bill from someone and you say to them, do you have a country somewhere you'd love to visit? And they say the name of a country, and the bill magically changes at your fingertips into the correct currency for the destination that they chose. And so I've been doing it for a couple of years, and more and more countries are becoming plastic money. And the way the sleight of hand works, it's very, very easy when it's 2 notes that are paper. It's quite difficult when one is plastic and one is paper, and when both are plastic, it's almost impossible to do and make it look like magic. So it's Feels like it's a trick that's got a bit of a expiry date on it,
Yeah.
as more countries go towards plastic money.
I know they didn't really consider the magicians when they did this.
They did
know.
not, which is very rude.
No, it's like environment, I guess. But like, what about the magic, though?
Yeah.
So you guys mentioned there is other magicians and other acts in the show. What else can people expect when they show up to Champions of Magic?
Yeah, so there's Mind Reading from me, there's The Big Illusions from Young and Strange. We also have Close-Up Magic from Kayla Drescher. She's an American-based magician. He's based in LA. And also Fernando Velasco is from Mexico, and he is our escape artist, escapologist. He does the Houdini-style stuff. In fact, he recreates one of Houdini's most famous tricks,
I think it's often people's favourite part of the show, actually. I don't think...
Yeah, it's so iconic to see.
I mean, it's literally, Houdini's water torture cell, and he goes in upside down by his ankles, and, I mean, it's a magic trick. The end of the trick is a trick, but when he goes upside down in the tank, that is absolutely real.
Yeah.
He is in the tank, upside down. You can see him in the water, and they put 4 padlocks around the outside. So, look, even if there's a little bit of a trick, for a little while, he is genuinely doing it, and it's really powerful. That moment in the show just before he gets lowered in, you can hear a pin drop.
You literally can.
The whole audience is just like, he's really going to do this. It's a really great bit of the show.
Nice. How did you guys all get together to do the show or get selected for the show?
So this show's been running for quite a while in the UK. So like 5 years ago it started, and just the producer of the show. I think the producer ran comedy nights, so was often booking various acts and putting them on in one night, and then he thought, let's try this with magic, and he just tried out a few acts. I think I was in the second ever Champions of Magic, so there's maybe 3 in 1 year or something. You guys were maybe in the third.
Yep, that's right.
And then I got asked to come back again, and then you got asked to come back again, and then
Good job.
just kept getting asked to come back for a couple of them, and then it was like, hey, we're going to do 10 nights touring around the UK, do you want to do it? Like, yep. And then it just sort of snowballed from there.
It's been about 5 years now the show's been going
Yeah.
on, and we didn't realise in the early days actually he was effectively auditioning acts, wasn't he?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
He was looking for the right magicians, and there was, and it's been amazing, the journey of the show. Just see it go from literally tiny art centres in
a couple hundred people
in the UK, to where last year we came over to North America for the first time, and we've just played the Microsoft Theatre in Los Angeles, which is a 7,000 seat room.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, really, the journey that it's made. It's happened pretty
Yeah,
fast.
it feels very
like,
quickly.
it?
Yeah, it feels like this shouldn't happen this quickly, but it seems to be working. We're pretty happy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's magical.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly.
Yeah. When you guys were in LA, did you get the chance to go visit the Magic Castle or perform at the Magic Castle?
I did, actually. It was my first time
That
there.
place is crazy, eh?
Yeah, do you know, it was quite funny. I slept in the car park this time
Yeah.
last year.
That's my
So it was basically
in a tour bus.
Yeah, we were in a tour bus travelling around, and we did a show near LA. And there's always the problem with the tour bus of where it can park, because it's quite big. And somebody very kindly said, "Oh, you can park at the Magic Castle car park." So that was great. So that was last year, and then this year we, Kayla, who's in the show, took Strange and I to the castle for the first time. Fantastic place. Really great. I'd love to perform there one day. We just went there to enjoy the evening.
Yeah, for anybody that's never been, I've been there twice. So, but just explain, because there's a lot that goes on.
Yeah, so
there.
it's exactly what it sounds. A massive building, all themed with magic, and basically you go in and there's a restaurant and there's lots of magic memorabilia and posters, and then there's 5 or 6 magicians working around the building in various different rooms, and you can queue up. And boy, did I queue up to go in and see magicians doing their thing.
It's kind of a smaller it's what we call parlor magic in the trade, because it's maybe how many people can the biggest place sit? 50 people maybe.
Apparently there is a bigger room that I never saw because I couldn't get in because the line was too long. But the room that I went in was about 100 seats. But I think there's a bigger room as well.
There's also a bar show. So Kayla, who's in the show, does a lot of close-up stuff. I think she often does a bar show. So it's literally standing behind the bar, doing a little kind of close-up set. So yeah, it's an interesting place. Yeah.
Have you been?
Twice, yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it, yeah. But it's just there's so much going on, like because
Do
there's
you
all
mean queues
Yeah.
and lines, or do you mean?
the lines? Well, and
Youngie wasn't happy about the queue.
No, I wasn't happy. But it's just like the memorabilia, and then like just because we went to all the different rooms as well. So we went to the smaller one with the close-up magic, and we got to see some of that, and they bet some coins and that kind of stuff. And then we went to the bigger room. We got into that, and then it was just a whole bunch of like more theatrical kind of, and there was like a comedian who was an MC as well. So it's more of a show,
Yes.
kind of similar to what you guys are doing. You know what I mean?
We have a similar place in London, a magic club in London called the Magic Circle, which is again like a magic themed building. It's like a magic club that British magicians belong to, and then they put on like a Christmas show, and Monday nights it's open, and we use the building as members, where we have a magician will come in and lecture and teach tricks and things. But yeah, the Magic Castle, I mean, wow, it's a big step up from
Yeah,
the
it
Magic
is, very
Circle. I'm
much
sorry
so,
to say, it's absolutely true. It is.
Yeah. Is there a difference too in the tradition of magic and how it's kind of performed and how it's viewed and all that kind of stuff in the UK versus in America with the Magic Castle and stuff? Is there a different tradition? Or
I
anything like
think I've noticed that in America, North America, you value entertainment more, and magic is just another form of entertainment. Whereas I think you feel a bit ashamed to say I'm a magician in the UK.
I think just the culture's very different.
Yeah.
Somebody said this recently. I think it might have been our producer, but you know, the culture in the UK for a night out is let's go to a bar and get drunk.
Yeah,
And
let's
whereas
drink so much we don't remember the night out. that we
yes,
had.
absolutely. Is the culture's very different. Whereas in
So you make the memories disappear.
yes, absolutely. Whereas in North America, it feels what's wonderful about when we've been touring around is how families go out to the theatre and they go to sporting events and things like that. So, I mean, we certainly get much bigger audiences here, don't we?
Yeah,
Than
and they're immediately up for a good time as well.
yes,
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Champions of Magic will be here December 19 to January 6. Are you guys going to be like spending Christmas here? Or are you going back home or like
No.
just doing
No,
all
we're
this?
here over Christmas.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my my son and my partner are flying out because I think technically the only days we have off are Christmas Day and New Year's Day. I think so. Yeah.
Nice. All
You
right.
see us wandering around, not knowing what to do.
Yeah, we've got
Okay.
literally multiple shows a day. I think there's some days we'll be doing as many 3 shows a day. So
Yeah.
it's going to be very, very exciting.
When
yeah,
you guys were
absolutely.
in Cleveland, you guys got to see a Cavs game. I don't think you'll have time to see a
Yes.
Raptors game.
No, I
No,
not
they
yet.
And the
Yeah.
Raptors just play right there. It's
You've
like-
really done your research, my friend. That means I don't know how you must know that, but yes, you're right. We did. We went to a Cavs game, and that was fantastic. We saw LeBron James.
Oh,
Yeah, it was great.
you can see
I
him from
loved
quite
it.
far
That's
away as well, can't you?
First time I'd ever been to a basketball game.
Ah.
so
Great food in the foyer.
Yeah.
Really good.
You'll have to take them and go across the street to see a Raptors game if you can.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
there's
let's
some
do that.
time.
I would like to do
So-
that, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Where can people find you guys online? Either the Champions of Magic or yourselves personally.
So the Champions of Magic is championsofmagic.co.uk. That's the website. You can buy
Yeah.
all tickets for the show through there. It's also on Twitter at Champions Magic. No of in the middle for Twitter. There's a Champions of Magic Facebook page, and also
There's Instagram as well.
you run the Instagram, don't you?
Well, I'm supposed to, but I
You're
don't post
supposed
very
to.
often.
Right, okay. You need to get on
I
that.
do need to get on.
I've just named and shamed you.
Yeah,
So you
as well, now
you
everyone
need to
knows.
get on there.
Yeah.
Now they know I haven't replied to those messages. Lovely people going, great shows. I can't be bothered to reply to that. Yeah, and we individually have our own stuff. If you just Google our names, so Young and Strange has an account. I think you have your own Twitter account and stuff, that sort
Yep.
of stuff. I do, Kayla does, Fernando.
Fernando does very well on social media, doesn't he?
He does.
After the show, he's a very good-looking boy.
He's a good-looking lad.
So he gets a lot of fans
Yeah.
after the show.
He does.
You
yes.
guys do get to talk and like hang out in the lobby a little bit after people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our
Yeah.
favourite bit of the evening, actually, isn't it? We basically after the show, we all magically reappear in the lobby after the show, and we get to meet the audience. We have photos and get to chat to them.
Say hello
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
It's really
yeah.
great.
When I was in Vegas, I saw Penn and Teller, and then after the show, you get to meet them, and they're in the lobby and stuff. I was super excited and went to talk to them and whatever. Teller started talking. And I'm like,
That's
no, man,
Yeah, it
unbelievable.
can
do
be
the
quite a
show.
shock if you've never heard him talk. yeah.
Do the show. I was like, are you enjoying Vegas? I'm like, stop talking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop ruining it. Like,
You ruined
But
it.
it'd be great if he had a really a super deep voice or a very high pitched voice.
Yeah.
But he just sounds exactly like
He's
how
just
you
a
imagine.
dude, yeah.
he's just a guy.
yeah. So there you go. Thanks, guys, for coming. Thanks for doing the magic and the mentalism. I appreciate it. Should be a good show. And as I said, Champions of Magic. I'll put all the links and the show information online so people can go get tickets. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Sammy. You can follow me on the Twitter at My Pal Sammy. This has been my summer lair.